business now have footing. That is what my sister mentioned, that we are now struggling about to really consolidate the business, to make sure that the business have sound footing. Not that one challenge will come and then all your effort of 15, 20, 30 years will now grow, will now go. But once you have good structure and then you have system, how things work that run in the organization, that you are not doing me, myself, and I. And that is why we are eluded with this ego of CEO. Everybody wants to become CEO. You imagine before now, when we have, after the banking consolidation, Nigeria, we are unable to sustain it. The next thing you see is sack your boss and become your own boss. That literally, I'm still coming to address the issue of sourcing for capital, but this is the foundation. So now we are unable to sustain it. Everybody wants to become their own boss. And then this is where the issue of entrepreneur and entrepreneur. So for us in real exploit concept, once you come in, we tell you, you are not working for us, you are working with us. So it must be something that we agree on a common ground, that this is what we are doing. So that will help us in managing what we have. And if you're an entrepreneur, you are hoping it will help you in moving forward. So what do I mean? After you do the consolidation, the next thing is now to do the business expansion. After the business expansion, the next thing, there's no business that reigns for life. You don't have the monopoly. Otherwise, there's nothing called creativity. Yes, change is constant, but to have the growth, it is not automatic. You have to go for it. So for you now to do that, you'll be thinking, yes, you need money to turn things around. Now, I want to go back to the issue of the CCs that I mentioned. The clarity of purpose, the clarity of your idea, and then the capacity. The moment you get to capacity, then a lot of questions will come. What type of business are you into? Are you into trading? Are you into production? Or you are rendering service? Or you are into charity? You have to identify out of 5, what kind of business are you doing? Then once you are able to answer that, you link it with why are you in business? Then sit down and begin to put pen on paper. Now, before anybody will give you money or any financial institution, there are 6 C's that people will look at. Number 1, the capital. How much exactly do you need? But you see, in Nigeria, what they call budgeting, we don't understand it. And the big player is the government. The only budgeting they understand is approvals, how to spend money one way. Whereas budget is the prediction. It's not something that has happened. It's the prediction of both income and expenditure. So if you want to spend money, you must have the strategy. How will I make this money? So to you as an entrepreneur, you want to solve problem by creating value. Now that is the capital you are looking for. So nobody will part with their hard-earned money. They will ask you, what exactly do you want to go into? Then you need to make budget. Okay, this is what I need to buy at this phase. That's the issue of capacity. You need to build yourself to have the full understanding of the kind of business you are into. If you are into service, what do you need to buy? You need to sit down and buy. And please, let me sound this note of warning. It's good to go and borrow money. It's a very good thing. It means you want to bring the future into present at a cost. That is the meaning. So every investment is a function of risk. The confidence you have and what is happening that is playing out in your environment. Now this is the issue. The first C they will look at is the capital that is involved. How much do you want to take? And see, every business proposal is based on assumption. Who knows that COVID will strike us in the year 2020? So there is no business that you can vouch and say this will work 100%. So we must be careful. The capital that is involved. And then number 2, they will ask you, do you have the capacity to pay back? So what you put down, if you don't have the discipline to sit down and write, this one, Don't give it to a consultant. You have to do it yourself first. You need the discipline. If you don't have the know-how, go and read about it. Go to people to train you to understand. So bank will ask you, or individual they will ask you, okay, how much do you need? When you answer that one, they will ask you, how will you pay back? Because if you have all the energy, you have all the time to yourself, you have the skills, you have the knowledge to make the money. The next thing is, can you manage the money? So they ask you, do you have the capacity to pay back? Is that business viable? That is the second C. And then the third one, they will ask you, do you have collateral? What do you have? See, I said something a week ago from what I caught from one of classes like this, that poor people, they use their mind all the time to worry. And the wealthy people, they use their mind to think. So, what is the collateral that you have? It is not compulsory that you have item or anything physical, tangible to bring. Most of the time, you leverage on your relationships, on your association. I've mentioned how somebody gave me money. How do I got to know about the information? I wanted to print for one of my lecturers. And the man just approached me. Hey, Philip, we want to print this particular book and we need money. We want to go and access money. And I said, hey, but I can also access money from this woman. I know her. And that was in 2016 when Buhari just came in. I saw that machine. It was 1,250,000. After 2 days, 1,350,000. And then in the space of 7 days, machine turned to 1,850,000. So every business proposal is based on assumption. See how crazy the thing is. So if you're owned by your faith, or what they told you is don't borrow, don't do this, I tell you, you don't want to move forward. The big people that you see, they learn to manage debt. They borrow, and then they have discipline to run it. So number one, the capital that is involved. Number two, do you have the capacity? Then number three, you ask collateral. So what do you have? You may have people that you can talk to. They will stand for you. So the first one, I got money from BOI. Somebody stood for me. We are not related at all. I just spoke with the person and said, no problem. I know you. You are a man of your word. So let me ask you, as an entrepreneur, can people bank on your word? That is an asset for you. You can use that to get money. Somebody said, no, don't worry. Is it not 100,000? You don't need to borrow. I will give you. As I speak with you, this is the fourth time that somebody that went together to school. I did marketing in Federal Polytechnic of both my ND and my HND. And this guy, we were only in class together for ND. And today, I tell you, he's having with me 1,350,000. Guess what? This is real practical. In 2019, he spoke with me that will be giving me some money. So we just transferred the money to me, and I used the money for business. Less than ₦1 million. So once he tell me, okay, Philip, in 2 weeks' time, we need the money, I'll quickly get the money and send back to him. This one, no loan. I'm talking about character. Now, the issue of your association, and now the collateral. Can you leverage on people? But it anchors more on your character. So not all the time you will approach bank can people give you money. Because the idea that you have, you don't have the monopoly and time is running out. So don't have the fear. Sit down. Who can I talk to? So this guy gave me money the first time. I returned his money. The second time, the third time, this is the first time. I said, okay, Philip, now I want to travel out of this country. So be using your platform, your company account to be paying me 700,000 naira every month. And the second day or the third day, then you push the money back to me. And I've been using the money. I'm enjoying it. Now, okay, it's unfortunate Mr. Munir is no more here. That is OPM. Part of what he taught us, other people's money. What you see that sits in bank from that S that I highlighted, the first S, the salary, the income that is coming to you. The second one, S, what do you spend money on? So you cannot be competing with salary earners or what have you, those who don't have vision, they don't have where they are going. You don't buy the way they buy. Look at what she said. Ability to delay gratification. So you cut your expenses. And then you can have the third S, which is your savings. And that is OPM. Every money you see in bank is OPM, other people's money. So, entrepreneur, if you have idea, rush there, go and collect it. Use it to run. Once you do it, the first person make money. To make money, you have to work. That's for an entrepreneur. And if you have that money, the next thing is to have the discipline to manage it. So when you manage it, don't just have money in bank. Because for you now to have money in bank in Federal Republic of Nigeria, it's no more savings account. It's not savings account. They will even text you that they are removing money from your account. And I tell you, every bank, there are the ways they do it. You will not have everything intact by the time you check it. So the next one is now to invest. So don't wait. You have any idea, run through this. So from collateral, the next one is now the cost of fund, the interest. That is what people don't want to do. How will people give you money? You say you want to run, you want to do business with it, you will make money, and then you don't want to share anybody. To me, I don't know, is from faith, especially in the Christian faith. They said, thou shalt not borrow. Is that same Bible that they told that woman, the prophet said, go and borrow vessels. Go out, and don't even borrow few. Go out, go and borrow. So I'm telling you today, if you have idea, and then you know you play. Because there's no way you create that business. You can't do it alone. You create jobs. So it's now the issue of the cost of fund. And read, educate yourself, learn to negotiate it. At a time, they wanted to give me a particular loan for 6%. I negotiate to 4%. Because of this, and then they agree. So if I don't read, to go outside box completely, or you act now as if there is no box anywhere. And then the condition that is attached to what they are giving you, the condition. So the issue of waiting for grants, I don't think is the way. So I think I've been able to drop some few things.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate him. So we go to Monsurat Ololade. In 1 minute, because we are rushing now, can you share a memorable success story or achievement from an entrepreneurial journey that you are particularly proud of?
The one that I am particularly proud of is a Ololade from Odeomu, based in Osogbo. A message from a superstar. I mean, I was in a gym in that morning, and the message call entered. So I didn't believe. I just saw Masha. So in my mind, I felt maybe it's all these people, all these fans, you know. And the next message is, can anybody from Lari Nigeria send me some designs? And immediately I sent designs. And the next thing is, he picked those designs and he said, my name is Olasukomi Marshall, popularly known as K1 the Ultimate. When you are, what's it? That was the thing I said. You know, our gym instructor was saying, Lola, they joined this thing. I said, I'm coming. I don't know. You know, so what I did is I went to this Facebook account. I saw 2 of my 3 friends are mutual friends. I now messaged the one that I know that she's closer to Alaji, and I said, this person sent the message. And why I'm even asking you is, he said, if I'm ready to do business, I should meet him in Ijebu-Ode on Sunday. Want to pay me? You know, she said, wait, let me confirm. So she said the number he messaged you with is true, because she also have the contact. But that is, let me confirm. So the lady confirmed, and that was how I believed. And you know, to be professional, as at the time I already have a mentor. The person was also a Facebook friend. That's why it is important. You need to run your business with tech. Media has helped my life, and I can't, I would rather be growing with it. I can't do anything without it. So the person was a Facebook friend. That's my mentor. I want to share the story of how he became my mentor. The day Aki Ogubiyi came to my store, I posted it online, and the person messaged me. The person sent a message to me that now that you are about to blow, let's start associating with you. That was the message I cannot forget. And the person came to my store, and somehow we started talking, and the person single-handedly upgraded my lifestyle. How? Business classes, in fact, business record, he handled it. And I would say that he's a man. And up till today, this is a man that has never asked me out, which is rare. So I discussed with the person, blah, blah, blah. This is what I saw, K1 ultimate message. And the man needed to leave Lagos to come to Osun. We now went to him. So it was, till this Osun, my greatest success story. Of course, a lot of great things has happened, but that, was after that. It wasn't just a time that we went to my Wasia and I was there last year December, because it is expected to be a continuous business. So that's it.
Let's appreciate her for that. So, Engineer Wale Yeshiji, the nature of your work, people give you cars to fix from Lagos, Port Harcourt, Obaile, Ila. Why are you laughing? So, how do you approach risk management in your business, and what strategies do you use to mitigate potential risk?
Risk management. Okay, let me say my kind of person. What has always worked for me and is still working for me, I pray. Seriously, because my kind of work is a very, very risky kind of work. I don't see 95% of my customers or clients. I don't see them. In fact, I don't talk to them on phone, just chat. So to attain that level of trust, as much as I'm a very social person, I don't joke with prayer. It works for me against spiritual attacks, unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, seriously. So about
Let me ask in Yoruba. Ṣé ń dira ni?
Anu Moriba. One other something about risk management too is I hardly take or do jobs in Osogbo. Hardly. In fact, I have only about 2 or 3 clients based in Osogbo. I don't do Osogbo jobs. So when colleagues that were in this line of business see the kind of cars I fix and repair, there's this rivalry. There's something called strategic risk management, and it has to do with your competitors. It has to do with your competitors, people that do the exact thing you do, but your own results are always different. Another thing about risk management is I'm not afraid to fail. No, I'm not. I'm not afraid of defeat. I always anticipate. That's why sometimes I don't joke with my workmanship fee. It's very different from what any other person charges. And it's because I anticipate a lot when it comes to workmanship. For example, there was a time we were fixing an engine. While we were fixing that engine, the windscreen got cracked. One thing that works for me is I take responsibility of any action or failure. I take responsibility. Even if it means I'm not going to make any profit on that job, I must deliver.
The windscreen itself cost about, I think, 65,000 naira. How much did I even charge for workmanship for overhauling of engine? You know. Then there's financial risk management too, which is very important. Financial risk management is, let me use my own line of work. For example, a Toyota Corolla now. I get a Toyota Corolla. There are some assembled in South Africa. There are some assembled in US. They look alike, but they use different parts. But because you don't know that the part of a Toyota Corolla in South Africa is different from that in US, you give a client price for spare parts. You now start working while overhauling and removing those spare parts. You now discover the difference. You've already given your, you've already written out an invoice. You now get to the market and you now discover that what you actually gave your client is way more expensive. You know, it will actually make you look a little bit irresponsible if you have to go back and explain that no, no, no. So in fact, when I'm writing invoices now, though you can verify from the company the type of spare parts I use, but there is a way I add to the bill and cost of spare parts. Such that, because there are some clients that once they reach out to you now, they want an invoice, they send you pictures, they want an invoice immediately. And those kind of clients are actually big catches. Let me also say this to people that use Twitter and social media very well. You see clients with 23 followers, 41 followers, maximum 120, they have bastard money. From experience, you would think that, but they are even more current on that space than you with. You understand? Most of the cars I fix that I get DMs from, in fact, I've seen someone with only 6 followers that spent about 4.5 million to refurbish a car, and I think about 10 people were following him. You understand? So financial risk management too. Then non-paying customers too is under financial.
One house, please. How many followers you get?
Non-paying customers too is under financial risk management. Now, you are not doing business because of God. You are not doing business because of no. If you do like that, you will run down in no time. Once you notice, there's I don't know, it works for me. If you send me a DM or you talk to me on phone, in the first 2-3 sentences, I can know whether you are a serious person or not. If your instinct tells you this kind of person will give you issues, just let it slide. You can't satisfy everybody. The moment you know that in business, the better for you. And you cannot make all the profit in this life. So deal with the ones you know that you have the ability and capability to do. Also, if you are the type that really likes money and it is more of making profit than passion of what you are rendering, know the limit and amount of jobs you take at a time so that it doesn't affect your productivity. For example, me now, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to refurbish a car, but I will give you 1 month. There are times that in a week, my drivers were traveling almost every day picking up cars. So it got to a point, at least from now till like I think November, I can't even take any job again for now when it comes to refurbishment now. and the reason is this: when you have to rush to meet up with deadline and you have to work under pressure, it affects your delivery and productivity. Also, when you charge, like me now, I don't joke with my workmanship, because in that workmanship, I've already calculated a risk factor. A driver can be going to, I anticipate a lot. That's why I said I'm not always afraid to fail. If you are not afraid to fall down, you won't really appreciate how it is to stand firmly on your feet. So don't be afraid of failure. In fact, it's a normal thing. There will be ups and downs, but it shouldn't be repeated. it shouldn't be consistent. You know, for every mistake you make in business, you have about 2 to 3 things to learn from it. So risk management, my kind of work is, before I'm taking a job or accepting a job, I've already factored a lot of things. Like tomorrow now, a driver is going to Anambra. I'm already thinking that if he gets to Ori and he gets kidnapped, he will be traced to me. If he picks up, if he gets to that client, and the client is maybe a ritualist or something, if he's coming back, he has accident or something happens on the road, everything is on me. So as I am billing you for driver's pickup, I'm already anticipating some risk. Whatever you anticipate will not be able to cover up for all the losses, and that's where responsibilities come in. Let me conclude by saying, by buttressing a point Emperor said when it comes to delivering bad news. It's also part of risk management. For we entrepreneurs, let me speak for mechanics. It's common to not to meet up with delivery dates. Tailors have issues like that. And in all honesty, most times it is unexpected or unanticipated. My kind of work now, I pick up your car and you are telling me the issue you have is brake. I test drive the car based on the fact that what is wrong with your car is just the brake system and you want to bake the car. So I've already given you like 2 weeks. I now test drive your car. I discover your lower arm bushings are bad, your absorbers are bad, your engine is smoking, everything. You know, I will need additional 1 or 2 weeks. Now, someone needs a car for his or her wedding, and you are expected to deliver a week before. But while working, you can't meet up. Or just paint any scenario. Yes, you want to deliver a bad news, but you see there are ways to, because I do it a lot. There are ways to deliver that news. And what you should do is, you first of all, you talk about the successes and how much progress you have made on that car. For example, I'll be like, àti ṣe shock absorber yẹn, gbogbo sound tẹ́ ń gbọ́ yẹn kò dùn mọ́, kò sí nǹkan kan, in fact kò jẹ́po mọ́, kò sí kinní kan, but sir, mọ́tò yẹn ò ní lè dé mọ́ ní ọ̀la, ṣùgbọ́n kó tó di, immediately you are delivering that bad news, you follow it up immediately with, yes, it's also a risk, because there are some customers that are very principled. The moment you don't meet up, they don't come back to you. They don't. They are very principled. But make sure that in as much as you can't meet up, make sure you make it up. Do something to just add something, spice it up. Whatever the other person didn't pay for, add it to the service and let the person know that genuinely it wasn't. There are some irresponsible vendors. They are just lazy. It's not like they can't meet up, but because there are some more other, maybe more important customers, more paying clients, they just decide to leave your own job. There are people like that, no. But if genuinely you really can't meet up, then make up for it.
Thank you very much. I wish my dry cleaner is seated here in the hall, because I got to her this morning. Madam Ashominda, Ashominda, I was like, agbada tí mo fẹ́ wò ní entrepreneurship chat. Kò sí nǹkan tá a ṣe sí náà. So I just said, okay, let's move on. Life goes on. So before we leave, we'd like to take the final remarks from all of you, just in 5 seconds. Please, where is the other microphone, please? In 5 seconds, please.
Okay, my question is to One John in rendering service and to Auntie Monsura in selling products. What's the biggest problem you faced in growing your business? In rendering services and in selling products. The biggest problem you faced.
Do I have a challenge in selling my products? I don't think so. Because, I said in the beginning that clarity of purpose. In fact, I can say it proudly. that despite that I'm a woman in a male-dominated business, I have never, till today, private chat anybody that please patronize me. I sell shoes. I have never done it before. I make sure that I make my product attractive. I make my product attractive that anybody that belongs to the class that I produce, I just like you said, you can't sell for everybody. You can't sell for everybody. If I'm able to, I want to start another brand now. I'm having 2 brands ahead to introduce. Lade Royal, Lade Lux. Lade Royal is strictly for the kings. So if I'm able to have 20 kings, I'm fine. And the Lade Luxury, at that stage, I want to sell the slippers for 150. So I make myself attractive at all times, upgrade, evolve, just like they said, I evolve. All this exposure that I'm doing, all this traveling that I'm doing around, I'm not doing it for fun. Oh, no, now. When I was going to Benin, 40K ni Morocco. In fact, I felt the girl go to Paro. I wanted to beat her, but only 40,000. Are you okay? I needed to go to Google because last but the I've not been able to buy full tank. Oh, only 40K, 15K man full tank me. May let you log Google. Wait, how many liters? No, go Big Daddy. Google now said 50 liters. That was 29.5. Money like accounts no me. So at all times I make sure that upgrade. So for me, I don't think I have any challenge to sell my market because already I know that I can't sell for everybody and I have my target audience. I'm clear about it. I know the kind of people I want to sell to, so I focus them. Look at, I got to know that Facebook, apart from Lagos, Osho is the second largest user of Facebook in Nigeria. Yes, I got to know 2 years ago. And Monsura already on Facebook, go and check it. I focus my energy. That's where I got to know all these politicians. There is none of them that I went to their inbox. They came to my inbox. I saw this product. Let's associate with you.
Yeah, please take the final remarks.
Okay. Somebody wants to ask a question.
Okay, please ask. Whoever will answer, we add it to the final remarks.
It's for anybody actually. Yeah. Yes, sir. You said something about in a way you shamed salary earners, and at the end of the day, you can't run a business without paying salaries. If everybody has the mind of an entrepreneur, who are we going to pay? How do you recruit people? How do you gather a team? How do you make sure the person you are employing today is not leaving 1 month after? I have owned a business where you employ somebody, they use you. So how do you hire, how do you recruit, how do you gather a team that they won't leave you after 2 weeks or,
Okay, so let me answer first. I'm sorry. He said something. Anybody that wants to grow people, that wants to grow a team now, the first thing you would do is you have to start killing this idea. Come and work for me. It has to be come and work with. Just like Yoruba man so Eruni Baba on Oloji. On Instagram, I started learning something. Why is Dangote Dangote? In the real sense of it, Opolome Logalo Alori Dangote, even Tinubu. But do you know why all these people are still on top of their games? Because when they see strength in you, they tap into it. They will now empower you. That if you are thinking of Professor Blue, we're going to Are you getting it? Those that are working, we are a team of 12. Do you know what we do? If you finish a shoe in Lade, Nigeria, you are getting 4,000. If you finish a shoe in Lade, Nigeria. So it means if you are able to do 10 in a week, that's 40K. So tell me why you would think, if you know. Are you getting it? So everybody that wants to do business now, I wrote something down. Delegation. Don't stress yourself. You want to like, they are right. That is why forever and ever I will be the creative director of Lade Nigeria. I'm like, I don't want to be the CEO. But CEO, TB. Yes, because that's my role. A bit more perfect sitting here. No, except I'm not in town. No product can leave Lade Nigeria without me assessing it. And because I pay weekly. If they do not satisfy my want, I will wrong immediately. So that is clear. So delegation is key. Those big, I want to know to they are using people. They have that idea, but you entice people with money. Let people feel comfortable with you. Let them know that kigani motunwaka kiriga. Into bagboju, oh my law, oh my law. So really took boju ye. Give him or her 6 months. Into my jaju ya law. You know, atuwa padawa, because once it is you that you have that your idea, I say it. What is in my head with this shoe thing? If you work with me and you think mochiko idea, you are missing it. You are missing it. So that's it.
So we take that as a final remarks from Lade Nigeria. So Mr. Philip, let's have your final remarks too.
Thank you so much. When Oga was talking, I was discussing with my Oga. You know me, I don't have respect, so two of them have respect. So I said, for every entrepreneur, yes, you have competitor, but you must grow from that level of competitor and become okay. If you are into the same line of business, move away from ordinary capital and learn to cooperate together. That will help. To your questions, I call it better offer. The last shock that I got, now I have grown wings, learn how to manage it. I spoke with this particular girl at the filling station on Sunday. I said, Alagbaja, what are you doing here? How much are they paying you? 15,000 naira. I spoke to her and I brought her into the company. I said, no, just come and work with us. Once you join us, you'll be able to do a whole lot of things. Before she left, she can operate a computer system, she can type, she can do design. If you want to do kick toppers or whatever, just send it to her, she knows what to do. And when she was going, she left on the 21st. I didn't go to office for 3 days, and she dropped her resignation letter. In the resignation letter, she put that she has spent 2 years, 4 months, and 15 days. And she mentioned a lot of things. And then she said, from what I got from you, this and this and this and this and this. That area, I see that is my own pulpit. That is my own life. That is my own church. That is where I see the business. So I don't feel cheated. What I feel now is I've been able to fulfill and build another person. So go and replicate what is good. Because she was able to give me data. And the information is good for me when I process it. Where I need to discipline her, I discipline her. I told her, I give her strong word that you know how you came in. Have we ever treated you like nobody? This speaks volume. It simply shows you are not reliable and selfish. I gave it to her 50-50. And in fact, she has came to office 2 times after that time. Anybody in our system, this is the point. Yes, I'm the visionary, but I must at the same time be pragmatic. I don't leave my business for you. You will always meet me there. I read. I read and I go out to learn. And that's why I could take the patience to sit down and learn and observe what people do here, how you do it. When I saw, I chatted you first. I said, you are doing this thing in Osogbo and I'm not aware. That means I don't know anything. This is my life, entrepreneurship. I need to key in. So I am saying as an entrepreneur, let them always meet you in front. One guy left me. There's nobody that left real estate that will not come back in our staff. They will always come back. And then I just got a loophole, and I said, okay, let me ride on this. In print industry, our machines are always capital intensive. So I focus more to buy the machine. If you think it is easy, do your own and let's see. So you don't have choice. Even if you left, you will still come back and do business with us. And all I just see now, I just turn you to be my foot soldier, my marketer. I discuss with you, have close relationship with you. You get that job, you are bringing it back to real estate to do. So it's as if I just employ a marketer. That strategy work for us. It might not work for you in your line of business. But strictly, I am saying, always own your business. See your customer, have relationship with them. See them as the king and then the kingdom. Yes, we say customers are always right. But at the last part of it, not at the detriment of business. So own your business. Let them just own the physical thing they see. But every other thing that run that business, the secret is of power. Hold it tight. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause for that beautiful submission. Mr. Simon?
All right.
final remarks.
Although I spoke about communication, but I will not talk about that right now. Let me talk about something very important to every kind of business. I will cite an example of success and of failure in the same entity. How many of us know Nokia here? How many of us know how Nokia started? Nokia started from the timber industry. They were not the people that do phones. They didn't start from phones. They evolved to start doing is evolution. Evolution kept them in business at that time. Now that was success. What about failure? When everybody moved out of the Symbian and the Nokia thing, Nokia refused to evolve and come to Android or something better than what they were carrying. And at the end of the day, the last speech they were going to give when they announced bankruptcy, their CEO said, we did everything right, we failed. That was a lie. To me, everybody said that was true. I said, no, that wasn't true. I was a loyal Nokia customer. I was buying Nokia. All my phone were Nokia. I was waiting for Nokia to do Android. Nokia did not evolve. Nokia that evolved successfully from timber and many businesses, paper and all of that, and started doing phones and became successful, refused to evolve, and they died. Fine. Part of their solutions are still existing till today in the telecoms and the rest of it, but their major strength went away. Why? They did not evolve. As a small business, if you don't evolve, your business is going to die. Absolutely. That is a guarantee. So, evolve. How do you evolve? Information. Keep yourself current. Keep moving with the tide, and you will evolve. Thank you very much for listening.
Let's give him a round of applause. Mr. Rotimi Adobe, your final remarks.
Yeah. First, anyway, thank you very much for having me here. It's been interesting. So I think the final thing I'll just say is everybody has said everything generally, and yeah. And one thing I think, because I remember I left Osogbo in 2018, to pretty much pursue the whole tech thing and all that stuff. I had to run back this year when things were going well. Now, there's something about mentorship, right? It's very, very important. Now, I remember when I went to Lagos, it was very interesting. I was getting 15K a month. It was just gala and biggie for lunch anyway. But it was very interesting for me in the sense of those were the kind of things that kind of like shaped me into like I think the work ethic I have now. Now, mentorship is kind of very important. That was something I discovered very early. And almost anybody you see, right, who's doing something, they are doing something right, they are doing well. It's very important to approach these people, but now, not approach them in the sense of like you are trying to sell something to them or you're trying to, your hand is out, right? there's a manner of approach as well when it comes to like seeking for a mentor, right? Now, I remember when I started, it was hard finding mentors. The mentors I could find were not really in tech, but they were people that were doing right in their and they could advise me in a few things. And I was able to discover that, well, if I couldn't find people, I think other people have problems around that. And that was how I was able to brand myself in a way where, okay, generally I train people now, right, in tech. I'm pretty much like to say, oh, I've trained over 1,000 people, I've trained over 1,500 people, because it's kind of like a consistent effort as well. And this as well, and I think somebody was telling me something one day and said, this is me maybe creating competition for myself. I'm like, I'm happy to do it, right? Because if these people can actually gain something from whatever it is, because every time I find new jobs and I'm like, this salary is too small, just let me send it to this person, take that job and whatever. Those are that is kind of like power of creating opportunities for other people as well. Everything is not about you, right? Everything is not all about you. Sometimes it's about giving back however you can, right? Even if it's teaching somebody how to, use a computer or whatever, it's still part of it. Always learn to, should I say, exchange of information. As much as you are looking up to some people are looking up to you as well, right? The people that even least expect are actually looking up to you, they're also looking up to you as well. So sometimes it's exchange of information, right? Learn to give back when it's time to give back. Don't fear, oh, this person is going to come into my industry or whatever. You've been there longer, you have the experience of time, right? Use that to your own advantage as well. And these people will always appreciate you. Anywhere they are, they will mention your name and say, this guy was one of the guys that contributed to this and that. So that's just the last thing I just add to that, yeah.
Thank you very much. Engineer Wale Oyeshiji, let's have your final remarks before we take the closing remarks.
Let me answer SV's question first. Challenges, okay, like my most, I don't know how you ask that question. Yeah, biggest challenge. The biggest challenge I have faced, or let me say I'm still facing actually is, well, it has to do, all mechanics actually face that is actually spare parts. We have issues with spare part vendors. And spare parts will, no matter how good or skilled you are, if you don't get the right spare parts, you will be like a liar. People, the fault doesn't go to the people that sell the spare parts. It goes to you that you are working on it. My biggest challenge in rendering services in this my line of business was a car I picked from Lagos. I fixed that car for 1 year. I bought engine 3 times. The first engine knocked. The owner wouldn't have it. The second engine overheated. The cylinder got damaged. I went back to Ibadan, got the third engine. It was giving knocking sound. Then I went to Lagos, making 4 engines. After fixing that car, it was a Toyota Sequoia. After fixing that car, I refurbished it, everything, while test driving. A trailer ran into it, started all over again, fixed that car. Yeah, 1 year. In all honesty, it was a loss. And what actually happened was we towed that car from Aja to Osogbo. We towed it around April. I gave the client invoice. She couldn't pay until December. So we started work around January. It's been one challenge to another. The day I finally delivered that car, I was even happy. I went to pray to thank God. 3 days after, the driver called me to say that the same car overheated. Yes. So at that particular point, I even told the woman that if she doesn't mind, if I could pay her back for whatever she has spent on the car, But I'm really not this type of person that gives up, so I'll still go back and check whatever. So that has been my biggest challenge in rendering. Not that I got bad spare parts, not that but it just wasn't. Then my final remarks, please, I won't take long. It's never too late to start. No matter how old you are, just start. You will get there. Also, as entrepreneurs, never give another vendor the opportunity to make your customer smile. Another vendor that does what you do, be very jealous with your clients. Any little, I'm a very jealous person. No. I'm very jealous. Whatever I own or belongs to me, it's very hard for you to take it from me because I will make that kind of thing so comfortable you won't even want to go. So never give another vendor the opportunity, because no matter how skilled you are in whatever you are doing, there are always better people. They might not be as recognized as you. So there's this grace factor too, no matter how skilled you are. The moment a vendor feels comfortable with another vendor in the same service you render, and you never know how important a customer is. It might not be a paying customer, but might know someone that can actually pay you and be a blessing to your business. Thank you.
Yeah, let's give our panelists a round of applause. Yeah, before you go, please rise to your feet. And also, I would like to introduce someone. She's one of our sponsors too. She's a female photographer, Ray Batch Photography. Stand up. Let's give her a round of applause. You can check her works on Instagram. So, and she's based in Osogbo. Osogbo is truly blessed. Please rise for a group photograph as Bosun prepares for the closing remarks. Then we take the closing anthems. Let's smile, let's smile. Let's appreciate them as they go back to their seats. Let's, yeah.
Good evening.
One house, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tawhid. Tawhid Bosun Abdulkarim. Yes. Adupe. On behalf of the team inside Osogbo, I was called upon to make the closing remarks, but I can talk too much, so I would like to make it very succinct. We thank all participants of this September program. I cannot call it August, this September. Starting from our facilitators, Mr. Rotimi Adubi. Thank you, sir. And my own very good egg from the UKI, Mr. Simeon Abolaniwa. Our great egg from Modaeke, Ogawan John Domeko, we thank you so much. Madam Lade Nigeria, we thank you so much. Mr. Real Exploit, we thank you. Thug lawyer from Gratuity D Chambers, we thank you. I think he's not here. And all entrepreneurs present, thank you so much for honoring our invitations. I think I see some faces that were here last year, and I believe your businesses are moving very rapidly. And I believe and I pray that by next year, your businesses will be in better places. Starting from our sponsors, we have Time Savers, Babalago, Real Exploit Concepts, Omoyo Nipako Multiventures, ABM ICT Resources, Tosin Design, Tobadge Entertainment, Wiz Photography, Mire 29, T Plus Events and Party Rentals, A3 Tech, Shobai International Best Travels and Tour, Dromeco Automobile Solutions, Imperial Cinemas. We go host you this particular venue that we are using. If you have interest and you need this kind of venue, this particular venue for your event, you can contact Mr. Olumide. He's right at the back, and he'll give you a discount. Tell him you are from me, Senator Boson. He'll give you a fine discount. So moving on, we have KE Logistics, Damili Concept, our own very good man. We've been here since 3 or 4 days now making preparations for this particular event. And Elopet Consulting, House of Windsor, 27, the Palm Academy, Curtis D. Chambers, Pristine, and 6-7 Concept. Thank you so much.
We can do better. Okay, let's appreciate ourselves. Without wasting much of our time, we had the group presentations earlier. So apparently the third group, am I right? According to the selection committee, group 3 was selected as the winner. So how many of you are here seated? Group 3, how many of you are here seated? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 of them here. So, hello, one house, please. 10 of you will be going on with a bottle of perfume oil from Winsome Enterprise. And also, all our panelists and facilitators, you have a ticket to enjoy a movie of your choice at Imperial Cinema. So, thank you very much. So let's rise to our feet as we take the anthems in reverse order. We take the Osun anthem first before we have the national anthem. DJ, are you ready?
Party
And then we take the closing prayer, which is the second stanza of the national anthem. The cameraman, please be on standby. I want to capture the participants' mouth while the second stanza is ongoing. DJ? Oh God of creation, book us, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow and live in joy and great love, the eyes and faith, to build the nation where peace and justice. When I say Osogbo Entrepreneurship Chat 2.0, you say tracking your growth as an entrepreneur. Osogbo Entrepreneurship Chat 2.0. Osogbo Entrepreneurship Chat 2.0. Osogbo Entrepreneurship Chat 2.0. Thank you very much for coming. Let's appreciate ourselves. So our facilitators. So facilitators and panelists, as you are going, we have some packages for you at the table. Please remember to pick it up. Please, this is an opportunity for you to exchange contacts. This is an opportunity for you to take pictures. Please, this background is for you to take pictures, upload it, tag inside Osogbo, use the hashtag. And lastly, in the next few days, we'll create a platform whereby you can drop your feedbacks. Don't worry, your identity is safe. We don't need it. We just want to know how you feel and what you have gained so that we can know how to improve subsequently. Thank you very much. Have a lovely night's rest. You can dance too. Hey, hey. For your information, inside Osogbo will be 3 tomorrow. Don't forget to send your gift.